Little People, Big Dreams, Jesse Owens, written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vegara. Little Jesse was the youngest child of the Owenses, a humble family of farmers from Alabama. He was the 10th and last of his siblings, but when his mother called for dinner, he beat everyone else to the table. At school, no one could catch him. His gym teacher was so impressed that he asked him to join the track team after school. But Jesse had to run to work repairing shoes and delivering groceries to support his family. Of course, that didn't stop Jesse. He decided to practice in the morning when the sun was rising and everyone was still in bed. He was determined to become the best athlete in the world. Jesse's first lesson was to imagine that the track was on fire. Even though that wasn't true, it helped him develop his own elegant running style, keeping his feet off the ground as much as possible. He entered Ohio State University, where everybody called him the Buckeye Bullet. Jesse became the first African American captain of a university team and the first who had to work as a lift operator in order to pay for his schooling. Despite Jesse's success on the track, he had to wait for his teammates to take their showers before he could wash himself. All around him, life was separated for black people and white people. During one single championship, Jesse set 3 world records and tied a 4th in only 45 minutes. It was one of the most celebrated moments in the history of sports and a good chance for Jesse to prove himself before the Olympic Games. The Olympics were held in Berlin, Germany. In 1936, the country was ruled by a terrible man named Adolf Hitler. Hitler believed that white athletes were superior because they were white. Jesse won a gold medal and stole the spotlight from Hitler's hateful regime. More than 110,000 people stayed to watch Jesse win 3 more gold medals over the next few days. He was an Olympic hero, the fastest man in history, but still a humble person, happy to hug his toughest rival. When Jesse arrived home, there was a dinner in his honor. But as soon as he got there, he realized nothing had changed. He could not even use the main doors to reach his own reception. Sadly, soon after, no one remembered Jesse's amazing achievements, and he had to take any job to make a living. He worked at a gas station, toured with a jazz band, and even accepted a race against horses. He had retired when he finally got his most valuable award, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest honor for any American. No athlete embodied the struggle against injustice and racism more than Jesse. And every time the Olympic Games take place, little Jesse is remembered. The humble boy who fought the wind and thought out new sights, running just on the strength of his feet and the courage of his lungs. Born the son of a farmer and a grandson of slaves, Jesse Owens was the youngest of 10 children. Jesse and his siblings grew up helping their father harvest cotton on the land he farmed, working long hours in the fields of Lawrence County, Alabama. Here, Jesse ran barefoot, finding time to play in breaks between work. When he was 9, his family left the South in search of a better life, settling in Cleveland, Ohio. There, Jesse worked in a shoe repair shop after school to bring in extra income for his family, which meant that he couldn't train with the school's athletes team. Luckily, his junior high track coach recognized his potential and allowed him to practice in the early morning hours before school began. Jesse caught national attention during his school years in both sprints and long jump, but made headlines in college in 1935 when he set three world records and tied a fourth, all in the space of about 45 minutes. Nicknamed the Buckeye Bullet, Jesse went on to represent his country at the 1936 Olympic Games in Germany, where Adolf Hitler criticized America for allowing black athletes to compete. At the Games, Jesse won 4 gold medals, infuriating Hitler and challenging audiences around the world to stand up to racism. But back in America, Jesse faced the same prejudice when President Roosevelt failed to welcome him to the White House following his momentous win. This didn't deter Jesse. "Find the good," he said. "It's all around you. Find it, showcase it, and you'll start believing in it." Not just one of the world's most successful athletes, Jesse's attitude made him one of the most important role models for us today. The end.